Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And for tonight, I'm going to be talking to you guys about Apple's newest update. But first, before we get started, I definitely do want to thank you guys for being a part of the channel, and for everyone else who's been viewing my channel as well. Big thank you to you as well. Big, huge thank you on that behalf. So first and foremost, before we get started, guys, I definitely do want to let you guys know the chat that I do have chats open. If you guys would like to jump into the chat, you guys are more than welcome to. Please be respectful to myself, my moderators, and all my other viewers, because negativity on this channel will not be tolerated at any given time. So I definitely do appreciate you guys' understanding on this behalf, but I digress. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into it. So, as most of you guys already know, Apple has already released their newest and latest update from iOS 18.7.1. Guys, this is a very huge update. So right now, they went from iOS 18.7.1 to the newest update. That's 20. Hang on a second. Their newest update right now is 26.0.1, guys. And if most of you guys haven't seen this already, I will definitely show you. This is the newest update right here. Let me shrink that down. Right here. There has been, in fact, a few significant changes due to some of the apps on here as well. So I'm also going to show you guys this, show you what all type of new changes that have been made. So first and foremost, I'm going to slide this down here. As you guys can see, most of your background apps and stuff are still in the background, but this right up, all this stuff up here is very transparent. You guys can obviously see through all that. And by the way, guys, there has been a different change to the camera. So instead of having the 8x zoom, you now actually, with the iOS 26 point, wait a minute. Let me get this going for you guys so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about here. It went from the 8x zoom all the way up to the 15x zoom. So that is a very big change for Apple. Whoever basically developed this update, big shout out to you guys. I definitely am still trying to get used to this update because I just downloaded that about 2 days ago, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's rather interesting. So also, you may notice some other things have changed, like some of the like, for instance, if you have your alarm clock set and your alarm goes off, you'll notice that some of this stuff is in bigger, bolder print, guys. So that is definitely a step in the right direction. So this is something totally new, and this caught me off guard. So I figured I would just go ahead and make this a live stream video for you guys, so therefore you know exactly what to expect. And if you guys would like to know exactly what phones this is all for, I have a link in the description below. I go into full detail with everything. All my videos are not my videos, but all my live streams, everything is uncut, unedited. I don't edit nothing. I just basically come on here and decide to make live content for you guys. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns about the newest and latest update for iOS, feel free to drop a comment over here in the chats, or feel free to drop a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you guys are actually enjoying this, let's get a hashtag in the chats, or let's get a hashtag in the comments. Loving it. But anyway, there has not been really much going on lately, guys. Apple has been, in fact, talking about, actually, I think some of this information has been leaked out before this new update was to take place, because I've heard of a couple other YouTubers mentioning something about this, but I was kind of skeptical because I didn't really know what to expect. So as you guys can see, I pretty much showed you guys pretty much everything that there is on here. So again, um, I don't know if this is going to be for Mac PC or whatever, because I think those are two different. It's from the same company, but all their updates come directly from their servers. So I really couldn't. I really don't have an answer to that question. If this was to become a question, I honestly don't know. But for iPhones, iPads, stuff like that. Sorry, guys, I've been eating almonds shortly before my stream, so um, but the only thing that I do know, this is available for iPads, iPhones, and I don't know. It probably could be for iMacs, but anyway, uh, I'm definitely gonna have to update my watch in which the order I received them in. So I think the update is pretty brief. I think the update is pretty cool because it's actually adding more zoom footage into your camera. I haven't got a chance to check out the video mode, guys, so I don't know what to expect there. Panoramic view, I think, is still in there. I could take a look at it right quick and tell you if it is or not. Yes, cinematic. I think that's a new one. Slow motion, that's an old one. Cinematic, I think, would kind of be somewhat similar to panoramic. Photo, portrait. Oh, here's the panoramic right here, guys. So if you're doing a panoramic video or panoramic thing, you can also turn your phone. I do believe that has almost a 180-degree radius. So instead of actually having just one square photo, it'll just be like one huge long rectangular photo. So I think that's pretty cool. So let me know what your comments are. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, about this new update. Let me know if you've actually received it. If you have not got a chance to get it downloaded, I do recommend downloading this as soon as you possibly can, because this is also helping enhance Apple security for your device. So it's actually bringing more features and stuff directly into your phone as well to help protect you better compared to iOS 18 when it first launched. Guys, when I first got my first iPhone, they were actually on iOS 7. I know a lot of you guys probably don't remember that, but some of you might, some of you might not. But I think it's pretty cool because Apple has came a very long way with all their updates and so forth. I'm not exactly sure exactly how many more updates they're going to have before they switch this one to 26 to 27, or if they're going to basically do another humongous update, just like they did with 26. So far, guys, I actually, I'm still getting used to it, but I can't really say if I like it or dislike it, but it is what it is. Hey, sis, welcome to the live stream. Um, yeah, I know, right? I was just basically doing something. I was basically telling people about this new Apple update for iPhones. Uh, this is pretty much available for iPhone 14, 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, 15, 15 Pro, Pro Max, all the way up to the 16. As you can see right here, everything is all transparent, but you can still see the app or your background of your apps and stuff as you move everything through. There has been a major change to the camera also, and right now this is the newest update that is launched just a few days ago. So it went from, hang on a minute. I don't know why my phone keeps doing this, but it is what it is at the end of the day. This, oh, that's the new one. From 18.7.1, this was the update before 26 has released. So with the camera view and everything on here, it actually went up to like an 8 times zoom. So with the newer updates and so forth, I don't know what the hell is going on here. There we go. It went from the 8 times zoom all the way into the 15. I'm not sure if you can see that. There we go. I can see it better on my end. So yeah, it's got a 15 times zoom, as you can see. See if I can. Very well detailed. You can even see the lock on the door. Look at that. But yeah, Apple has released this just not too long ago. So again, if you are basically wondering exactly what phones this is available for, I did not put iPads in there. I should have. I didn't have enough time to put iPads and stuff into the description. So that's one thing that I kind of did exclude from the whole update. So I definitely do want to apologize about that. Mistakes were made. I will take ownership of that one. So, uh, but like I said, if you want to know exactly what all the phones actually have that, I have it linked in the description below. Check it out. But the only thing I did not put in there was iPads or iMac or the Mac Pro. So I don't have a Mac Pro. I don't have an iMac. So truthfully, truth be told, I have no idea. I'm not saying that it's not, but it's very well likely possible that it could be out for that as well. Because when Apple launches all their updates, they launch it directly through their servers. Oh, no, you're fine. So, how are you doing today, sis? And for most of you guys that actually do have the iPhone, the newest update, that actually does enhance your security. So, and one more thing I did not mention. If once you do this update and Siri is not functional, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get Siri functional. Okay. So here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to go into your settings, scroll down until you see Siri. Once you see Siri, scroll down to scroll down to where it says talk to Siri. Usually sometimes this may be off. Go ahead and click it on to where it says Hey Siri or Siri or Hey Siri. Once you turn that on, just feel free to opt out, go back to your main screen. For example, Hey Siri. There you go. So again, I'm going to show you guys this again in case you missed it. So you're going to go over here to your settings, which is this little guy right here. Press, scroll down until you see Siri. Once you click that, you're going to want to come down to where it says talk to Siri. It's the third one down. Click on that. And you're going to basically want it, you're basically going to want that to say, Hey Siri, but most of the times it could be off. So as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but I could sit here and say, Hey Siri. Hang on a second. Hey Siri. There it is. So always make sure that you have always make sure you have the middle one on, or make sure that you have the one on the top on. So either one you choose, that's fine. Siri will be fully functional. So if you do have any questions about that, feel free to let me know in the chats. If you're still having issues with Siri's responses and so forth, come down here to Siri's dictation history, click on this, and clear it out. So what that will do is that will actually set the artificial intelligence all the way back to its standard defaults. And I don't know why my camera is not wanting to focus. Much better. Fantastic. Just go up, delete Siri dictation history. That does not mean that Siri will be deleted from your device. Siri will be there by default. So what you're basically doing is you're clearing out the whole entire history of every time that you went in to correspond with Siri. So different buttons actually have different options, and there's two to choose from. Or if you don't want to use artificial intelligence, that's totally your choice. Oh, that's fine. I'll give you a call shortly afterwards. But anyway, guys, they're just use your own personal discernment. I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do. You guys are free range humans. So if you guys decide that you don't want to use artificial intelligence, it's fine. I mean, I'm good with that. And a lot of the times, I can't say I don't much blame you. So if you do have those updates, always make sure to have your device up to date as soon as possible. But another thing you can also do is you can also schedule your automatic updates. So once your phone gets to that specific date at that specific time, your phone will automatically install it. Your phone will your phone will shut down. It'll reboot. And because the first step is downloading. Once you see the little tiny bar, it's downloading all that information for the new update. And once you see the big bar, there's the installation. And most of the time, that that big loading bar may not complete. So there's a possibility that that could just pop. It'll look like your phone just shut completely down. Give it a few minutes and your phone will power back up. If you have a password on your phone and your password, if you have facial recognition or both, you can use one or so forth to access your device. And for most of you who actually set up a device like that, if you enter in the wrong password up to like 5 times, it will lock you out of your device for a half an hour. Then you're gonna have to contact Apple somehow from a different device, and they will walk you through the steps of how to regain access because your account will actually lock you out. And that's one of their standard security procedures that they have going on now. So with the new updates and everything, guys, always be sure to keep your devices up to date. Whether it be your desktop, your laptop, your Android or iPhone, always keep that software up to date because there could be a lot of hidden features in there that you may not know about. And if I happen to find some more features in here, I'll definitely be sure to let you guys know in the next live stream. So there you go, guys. A little bit of a tip for you. And as you guys notice, I don't think I've showed this just yet. My apologies. Even your clock display on your device has even made a significant change. So it's not always going to be the exact same with every update. But like I said, you scroll down, you can still somewhat see the time frame in the background. Slide down here. So right now it's 8:23 p.m. Oh, and by the way, guys, I did show this on one of my other videos as well. Apple is basically doing everything that they can at the moment. So let me show you what I'm talking about specifically. They have this feature. This is just a demonstration. You touch it right there. And you go to try to connect to a satellite. If you turn your phone, I think something's not functioning. But if you turn your phone, hold it up like this at like a 92-degree angle, and you turn your phone, it will actually show you exactly where these satellites are located. See, like right here. So if you turn your phone, like this, you can see it's actually trying to connect to a satellite. So basically, what they're trying to do is they're bringing this in slowly but surely until they get all the kinks and stuff worked out of it before they launch that feature. Because if, say, for instance, if there's any type of tower issues that your phone is not connecting directly to a tower, it'll connect directly to a satellite. So then, therefore, you'll always be able to stay in touch with all your friends and all your loved ones at all times. I know, right? So this is kind of like a dry test run to see exactly what to see exactly how this is going to turn out. I do believe they're still developing the software for that before they actually launch this official satellite connection onto every single iPhone or iPad. So nobody knows exactly when that's going to be released. Uh, excuse me. I have been keeping an eye on everything. I've been focusing more on the releasing of the satellite imaging, not satellite imaging, but the satellite connections. So, say for instance, if you have an iPhone, iPhones actually have two phone numbers. They have your carrier's phone number, and you also have a Wi-Fi phone number. So if you're connected directly to a Wi-Fi number, if you're connected to a solid Wi-Fi connection, it automatically reverts you over to your secondary phone number. How cool is that? So network has been once your network is restored, it'll go from your Wi-Fi number back to your carrier's number. Now the iPhone 7, when it first came out, it actually came with the I do believe it's the A9 Bionic chip. So I think this one here has got the A13 Bionic chip. And as you guys probably may or may not know, the iPhone 14s do not have the removable SIM card. It actually has a built-in eSIM. So I remember when the SIM cards came out, they were really big, they were really bulky. They shrunk those down to about like that. Hang on a second. In case you guys would actually like to get a chance to see one of the SIM cards from one of the older devices, like the iPhone 11 Pro. That is the SIM card. And what your newer phones don't actually have, these little guys. That's the SIM card tray, by the way. So if and when you do happen to get your phone connected, you are going to have to be connected to a Wi-Fi connection in order to be able to get your iPhone back up and running and of course back online. You're, however, going to have to get a specialized code from your carrier to enter into your phone. I did not because I know my way through these type of phones. So I just did a systematic bypass with the code itself. Got right into my Apple account, signed in, bam, no problem. So you are in fact going to have to sign back into your Apple account. So that's pretty much imminent. So that's the only thing about the iPhone 14s, iPhone 15s, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max is they no longer have the physical SIM card. Even your Apple Watch, it has its own built-in SIM card. So I think this is where they got the idea for the eSIM. Apple has been around since the 1980s, guys. They were just starting to lift off. Their business was just starting to take off from the ground up. They had the real old, big, bulky computers. I think they had also the all-in-one, the tower, the monitor, the keyboard, all connected. But over a period of time, they figured they'd try to find a way to separate that, to make the monitors smaller, to make the keyboards more compact, to where you can actually have it sitting in front of you instead of having to move this big, bulky ass computer around instead of trying to get online. And but before Apple was getting ready to take off, Macintosh was like one of the was like number one top computer companies. But I guess they kind of got themselves into a little bit of a financial issue. So Apple ended up buying out Macintosh. So they are no longer using the name Macintosh. So now it's Apple. And about 85% of your movies that you watch, if you pay attention to detail, guys, if you look in the background and you look real closely at the emblem of their computers, there's three types of computers they're probably using. They're probably using the IBM, they're probably using Apple, or they're probably using HP. Facts, check it out. Next time you see a movie that's got any type of computer in it, look at the insignia, look at the logo. Because a lot of things people don't pay attention to until somebody actually points that out. They're going to sit there, they're going to be watching a movie. Okay, this guy's on a computer. Let's see what. I'll be damned. It's an Apple. Or, whoa, holy shit, this guy's on an HP. Or you get some other people on there. What? This guy's using an IBM? Yeah. Next time you see a movie that they have a computer in, check it out for yourselves. You'll actually see exactly what I'm talking about. Apple, IBM, or HP. And the first computer to use artificial intelligence, I do believe was it was Macintosh. It was either Macintosh or IBM. Because if you think about it, look back at Stephen Hawking, the guy that was in the wheelchair that was on Jeopardy. They used Watson. Watson, I do believe, was the first artificial intelligence to basically correspond for quadriplegics, people that don't have use of their arms or their legs. So what they would actually do is they would actually it would basically connect somehow to their brain. Or even lip motions, body language. And a lot of these computers actually have the capability of following eye movement. So as their screen is displayed, it has all the answers, and all that person would actually have to do is look at one answer. And that's where the artificial intelligence kicks in and responds. So a lot of you guys may not know that, but I do believe IBM was probably, it was either IBM or, like I said, Macintosh, who was the first computer company to use artificial intelligence. And that did, I do believe that dated back in 1981. So artificial intelligence has not even left the ground in 1981. I was only 3 years old. But a lot of our schools kind of frown upon using artificial intelligence. Because if you think about it, a lot of that sounded very robotic. And I'm not sure if you know this or not, but some of the games actually do have computer analog, or I'm wanting to say, why do I want to keep saying analog? They use dialogue that actually sounds very robotic. And I'm not sure if I think you might have missed that video. But there are computers. This dates back from my generation. I'm not sure if you guys remember these type of computers, but you might be a little too young to remember. That is the third generation of Apple computers, guys. This is the all-in-one. And if you look at the screen and you look at the computers today, they did a really big enhancement when it comes to their graphics. These are the old floppy disk drives. I remember these in school when I was still in school. So yeah, this is this is something from my generation. And Robert, I know this was probably from your generation too. So Gen X Nation all the way. So if you guys actually do remember these type of computers and you've actually used them, you're definitely Gen X. But look at the difference between, let me show you the difference between the screens. This was like old military grade stuff here. This was back then, and as you can obviously see, this was back from the 1980s, all the way up until today. And a lot of your other computers even had some of the blue screens, which now we look at this as the blue screen of death for computers. So this right here, this is another version of an all-in-one. And as I'm not sure if you guys can see this or not, but that is an Apple computer. I do believe that is the first or second gen Apple. So yeah, you guys are looking at golden age. This is the third gen. And of course, Macintosh 128K, Wikipedia. Look at that year, 1980, Macintosh. Apple bought them out. And what's ironic about it is I was just talking about that. So if you guys really want proof on that, there you go. There's the old Macintosh. And of course, you guessed it. So yeah, and a lot of your games have actually enhanced quite a bit too, because if you go back and you look at the old version of the Oregon Trail, and you look at today's video games, some of these video games look like they're actually movies. Big, huge pixel enhancement, complete overhaul of every single computer that is dated all the way back to the 1980s compared to what we're using now. A lot of our computers did not have artificial intelligence. I had a laptop. I could be across the room and I could say, "Hey Cortana, shut down my computer." And she'd reply back, "Okay, shutting down your computer." I would actually get the I would actually get I'd actually get the voice, the audio back, the feedback by voice, and my computer would just literally shut down. Or I could say, "Hey Cortana, lock my computer." She'll say, "Okay, locking your computer. Your computer is now locked." But before they came out with the Windows 11, back when it used to be Windows 10, that's when they still had the artificial intelligence aspect of being able to use the audio and you get the dialogue back. So you correspond with you. So basically, you're responding to you're telling your computer by voice command what to do, and it will automatically do it because it's all within its configurations. You got audio. Some computers they actually have fingerprints on their mice. If your laptops even have a fingerprint ID scanner. But I was always able to bypass my security and get right into my computer. And the very first computer that I actually bought were very old school, dated back in the 1980s. If somebody actually created a profile and put a lock and put their they put their username in it and they encrypt their computer, I can bypass the security, go right into the control panel, delete that user, and basically create myself as a user on there, and then recreate my own my own password. So therefore, I wouldn't have to worry about going back to use somebody else's password because their information is completely out of the computer. I was able to bypass that security system through the control panel. And a lot of you guys may not realize this, but all your old computers and some of the computers that are built today still use the old DOS systems. Like for example, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of an example of something. Now this is a prime example. Okay, so here it is. Now say you go into your computer, you type in, oh, excuse me. You type in C colon SFC autoscan.exe. EXE is connected to the old DOS system. That is the old DOS system. So when you see the three letters EXE, it's all connected. Or say for instance, if you're downloading a game using the old floppy disk. So what you'll do is you'll go into D drive or D colon auto run or no D colon. I'll say all right. I'll use a game name. D colon run dot setup or no run dot hard truck dot run dot setup hard truck dot exe auto run dot setup dot exe. The exe, like I said, and I'll say this again, is all reverting back to the old DOS system because they have not even thought about updating their DOS system and moving to something else more modern. Now the old computers like they had back in the late 30s, early 40s and 50s, this is no bullshit, guys. Look at the size of that wall behind my screen. One of their towers would take up that whole entire wall from floor to ceiling, and their systems would probably be about 3.5 to 4 feet out, front to back. It would probably take about 8 to possibly 10 people to be able to pick that tower up and move it. Or they would have to come in and take it apart just to be able to move it because it's so damn big. Just one of those towers alone probably weighed about 400 to 500 pounds easily. And there ain't no way in hell you're going to pick something that big up by yourself. So they had a lot of stuff back then, and now we have about 7 times the amount of stuff going through the processors, because the processors were so damn big. Your processor, your CPU, your CPU, your GPU. Now, I wouldn't say GPU, but your CPU took up at least almost 70% of that computer. You got your graphics. Well, I wouldn't say graphics card, but you had your sound card and stuff like that. But until they started modernizing computers to up all the way up until today, now we have graphics cards and capture cards. So there's 3 cards to a computer. You got your sound card, capture card, and graphics card. Back in the 40s and 50s, they didn't even have capture cards. They didn't even have graphics cards. And I would probably say if anybody had a graphics card in their computer back in the 40s and 50s, that would have probably been the United States government. And their computers would probably be about 10 times faster than any of the other computers. They'd be about 10 times faster than the computers that we have today, because their system can actually monitor different places, different areas, and their computer system is called the Megatron. So, because their systems are so big and bulky, even military commands even have the big bulky systems to this day. Now it's all shrunk down to a laptop because they figured out exactly how to recreate the CPU to those computers. The CPU is the most important part of the computer that talks to every single component inside of your PC. The CPU, what that's abbreviated for, is Central Processing Unit. For those of you who don't know, now you do. Between your CPU and your hard drive, your CPU is basically what separates all your files and has everything all sorted sorted and assigned in specific slots. And you could probably have about 200 to 300 apps running in the background. And your computer could probably hold up to about 25 to about 75,000, even all the way up to 200 and something thousand files running all at one time. How crazy is that? From the time you start up your computer, you probably got I'd say about 50, 60,000, 50 to 60,000 different things going on all at one time. So your computer probably takes a little bit of time. That's why you see it loading, because you got all these startup apps and everything else that's in your background that you don't even see, that you probably don't even know that's running. So, so I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of a heads up when it comes to computers from the 50s all the way to the 80s, all the way up until now.
And you look back at all the software that they had back then, and you look at what we have today, our software today is a lot more secure than it was 40, 50 years ago. So, but back in those days, like the 40s and 50s, the only people that had servers were government agencies. Those were not even made available to the general public. And a lot of their computers did not have internal servers, they had external servers that could be linked directly to the National Archives. But nowadays, there's certain information you can get on a computer. There's other information you want to be very careful about, because if you check out certain information and you're not authorized, ooh, that would be a big no-no. But like I said, if you go back to the 1980s, their security systems were not as strong as they are today. It took me probably about 10 seconds. I was in that computer, had that other user gone, and I basically reformatted the whole entire computer and updated the system. And also, before the Decatur Public Library, when they were introducing internet to the general public for the first time, I actually got online, and I was surprised with what I saw. I was able to look down from satellite footage all the way down to the heart, deep of the heart of Tokyo, Japan. This is when they had their old search spread. This was back when they had their old computers, like from mid to late 90s. But then they started upgrading all their computers and stuff like that, because a lot of that stuff was getting to be expired. A lot of it was getting to be expired and way outdated. So they figured that they would actually update all of their software and so forth to where they can actually keep control over how much time you're on their computers and stuff like that. So, yeah, a lot of your libraries are actually using certain software to shut down other computers, but how they're doing that is they're putting that information into the main computer and they're uploading it directly into the server. So that would kick information back to that computer, telling it when to shut down or telling it when to boot you off the page. You'd see a timer display
as it's counting down, once it hits 0, it logs you out. So basically, a lot of your public libraries have very high tech. They have very high tech. What's the word I'm looking for? High tech software that can basically shut down that computer at any given time. So just be careful of the pages and websites that you get into, because a lot of these websites could be fake. They could be artificial. They could be set up to where you're to where the data to that computer is leaked out, and they could just pretty much hack into people's accounts. Don't get me wrong, guys. Hacking was like a thing at the 1980s, and it's a big time booming business now. And it's not just happening in just certain parts of the world, it's happening all over the world. So, anyway, now that I've done talked about hacking, also with the newest update for iOS, guys, this also does help to keep hackers out, and it also prevents them from stealing your data. So that's why I suggested to always keep your phones and stuff like that consistently up to date. And usually, what I do is I try to check mine at least twice a week to see if there's any new updates or so forth. So, and as a matter of fact, sis, I'm going to go ahead and post your comment to the, I'm going to pin your comment to the very top of the chat. So right now, I'm actually going to, that I got you right now as top chat. So I definitely do want to thank you for posting that comment in the chats as well. So, and for most of you guys who don't, if you guys are new to the live stream, I did in fact go to school for computers. I'm an IT. I was a former I well, now due to the fact that I'm no longer an IT support specialist, I'm still in that IT field. I'm just doing that on my own time. Love you too, sis. Matter of fact, you're very welcome. So, hang on a second, guys. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I just got to remember how to do this. Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to get used to this full update and kind of working my way through the system. Here we go. So I know a lot of you guys are probably getting tired of seeing the same picture over and over again, but that, believe it or not, that's me. And that ID card right there, or that, I should say, badge, there's nothing fake about that. You walk up, you scan it next to the door unlocks, lets you in. and you only have a limited amount of time to get in and do what you need to do. So I definitely do appreciate those kind words, sis. I definitely do want to thank you again for that. And by the way, huge shout out to Dawn as well. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's one of my mods and she's also in the chats. So even if she's not posting comments, let's try to keep everything professional, guys, because she's not the one. So just kind of giving you a little bit of a friendly advice here. I definitely do appreciate the hearts and love and support that you've shown to the channel. If you guys do happen to find this information to be useful, be sure to hit that thumbs up, smash that heart button. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and get subscribed for more content. Be sure to turn on all those beautiful bell notifications. Therefore, you'll always be able to stay up to date and receive updates and new content during the time of this recording. And most of you guys don't, for those of you who don't know, when I live stream, I upload videos 3 times a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But depending on how many people I have in chats, I can stay on as late as 10:30 p.m. But there may be some days I might miss the live stream. That's probably because I'm working on a different project. And a lot of you guys have basically, a lot of you guys may know about what I've been trying to do. I'm actually trying to create my own gaming webpage. I'm in the midst of getting everything sorted, but I have to go back and find that other video so I can go back and copy that. And once I'm able to do all that, then I can start creating my own gamer page. So if you guys would like to submit games to that page as well, you guys are more than welcome to do so. because if you because if you're getting stuff on Steam, guys, Steam will actually charge you $200 for posting your game onto their platform. I'll probably charge about 175, 180. So I'll try to bring my price down just a little bit. Try to keep it below Steam's. Kind of give them a little bit of a competition. And again, I definitely do appreciate those hearts again. That actually does go to help support the channel. Oh, and one more thing. Also, big shout out to Robert. I'm not sure if you're watching this, brother, but it is no longer the weekend. Shit, I only got 90. I only got 72 hours before the weekend again. Ah, oh, sometimes, sometimes you gotta love these weekends. Sometimes you gotta hate them. It all just depends on the mood. All just depends on what state of mind you're in too. So, anyway, oh, excuse me, guys. I digress. So that's why I'm always telling. It's why I'm always telling you guys, make sure that your systems are up to date. Either it's your PC, your well, gaming systems. Keep those up to date. Keep your cell phones up to date. Keep your watch up to date. I know I should probably practice what I preach. I haven't updated this in quite a while. I'm gonna have to go back in and get all this connected back to my phone. And I probably am going to be sitting here for several hours waiting for these updates to go through. Kind of like it's kind of like watching that one commercial where you have that where this guy's got this ketchup bottle, this glass ketchup bottle sitting upside down talking about anticipation. Yeah, it's kind of somewhat similar to that. And it was the Heinz 57 commercial, by the way. You know, you guys are always more than welcome to check that out as well. Oh, oh, big shout out to Robert Jones, by the way. He's also one of my moderators on here. So if you're watching this, brother, big shout out to you. And if anyone else is in the chats besides myself, let's give Robert let's give him a warm welcoming as well. So, guys, if you do happen to join the chats, these are not the people to be playing around with, especially on the stream. So, again, just giving you a fair heads up. I just don't want to see you guys get booted or muted or timed out. Well, actually, the host can time the person out, but so anyway, we're just here to kick back, relax, have fun, and just kind of reminisce about some old things, some of the older technology compared to today's technology. And why it's mostly important to keep everything up to date is because it's also enhancing the security and privacy features of your device, guys. So always remember to keep your devices up to date. Keep your software up to date. If you're on PC, you don't have to worry too much about your BIOS because your BIOS will automatically update themselves. And if your computer has, all computers have a UEFI, which is kind of somewhat similar to a modern day replacement of BIOS, but your biometric system is still exactly the same. So it's kind of extended. It's like your UEFI is basically your extended version of your BIOS. So all that should be updated, and it will basically update itself when your computer detects that there's an update for that. You don't have to mess with any of your BIOS manually because your computer will automatically update everything. The only thing that you guys do have to update manually is your software, unless of course you have every updates automatically turned on to the latest edition. I've actually shown quite a few other demonstrations with your computer. Like, for example, if you're on PC and you're playing on Steam, if you're pulling up a game on Steam and your Steam is not functioning the way that it should, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to fix this. So yes, I'm going to turn my camera over here to chats. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look for this little guy right here. Left click there. You're going to look for Steam. Right click. Go up to your settings. Then you're going to have a whole plethora of options to choose from. Right here is where you want to go, is to your downloads. Once you go to your downloads, scroll down, and you want to click right here, clear cache. That will sign you out. But always be sure to keep a secondary device handy in case it sends a code to your email. But if you do in fact get something from Steam, that is their official that's their official page. This is not a third party. You'll receive the code in your email. You basically go into your Steam account. It'll require a 6-digit passcode. You enter the passcode from your email into your PC. It'll verify who you are. It'll verify your network after it's done doing all that. It'll automatically sign you back in and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about losing games or anything like that because all that's stored right there in your library. So if you guys do have questions, comments, or any type of concerns about Steam, if you're playing on Steam, feel free to drop a comment over here in the chats or feel free to put a comment down below in the comment section. I will be checking everybody's comments at the end of each and every single live stream. So far I've been really good about that. Other times I've been really bad about that. So I definitely do want to apologize for any type of inconveniences. So if I did miss your question and I did not answer to that right away, I definitely do want to apologize for missing out on the question asked. I will be reviewing everybody's questions in the comments. I'll be reviewing everybody's questions over here in the chats as well. So I usually do some things that most YouTubers don't do. I will also reply back to you not only on camera, but I'll also reply back to you in the chats as well. So if you do happen to ask me a question, I will answer your question regardless if I'm on camera or in the chats. Either way, I'm still going to answer your question. So therefore, I don't want nobody to feel like they're being left out or somebody saying, oh, well, why is he answering all of their questions? How's come he's not answering mine? Well, sometimes my chats can move a little fast, guys. So if they do happen to move a little fast and I don't see your question, I will basically go back to the very top of the chat and I'll basically read through everybody's comments. And if I see your question there that I have missed the first time, if I missed it and the moderators actually do catch it and they do answer it, please be respectful of them as well as me because this is the only thing I'm asking, guys. I don't ask a whole lot from you guys. And the reason why I do this is because you guys, the viewers, and it's not all about me. So if you guys do have any questions about anything, if it's okay, anything that's Steam related, if you're asking me something that's Game Pass related or Epic Games related, more than likely I may not have an answer to that because truthfully I don't know. I could look that up and I will come back at you with a definite answer. Well, I guess I will be talking to you some other time, Robert. Get you some sleep, brother. And I'm definitely going to call Sis shortly after this stream ends. Guys, if you do have questions, feel free to jump in the chats. All is welcome. If you guys missed the stream afterwards and you're just catching the brunt end of it, you guys can always go back to the very beginning. If you do have questions, you can still post your comments in the comment section. I will go back, I will look at those, and I will answer your question very directly. So this has been a really good live stream, guys. I will definitely be back on. I will definitely be back on stream come Thursday. So every now and then I'll still get those pop-ups about my internet connection. So I usually don't fool around with that because I just kind of figured let them pop in, let them pop out. So be it. And if the stream ends, I will definitely be live streaming on my regular days. A lot of you guys are probably wondering where my RGB lighting and stuff is. I do have RGB lighting in my computer tower. So I don't want to turn my camera too much, guys, because last time I did that, my stream just cut completely out. So I don't know if I'm having issues with my USB to USB Type C. If so, I can switch out those wires. I'm going to have a shorter wire, but I'll probably have it sitting right up here on top of my tower. So if it looks like I'm just looking directly at the screen, that's because I'm paying attention to my chats. So if you guys are in fact asking questions, I will definitely reply back to you. So therefore, like I said before, I don't want anyone to feel like they're being left out because I'm going to try to answer everybody's questions and hopefully that meets satisfactory for all. Oh yeah, there's been a lot of things that I did cover. And kind of somewhat doing a little bit of a recap on some of the older videos and stuff like that. I am definitely going to have to start kind of reverting back to some of the older streams that I've done before, but a little less often because I think I kind of do this a little too much. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But so, guys, we have about exactly 7 more minutes left on stream. So, if you guys do have questions, please feel free to post them. If there's something else that you would like for me to talk more about specifically, let me know in the comments or feel free to drop a comment right over here in the chats. I have my chats on the right hand side of my screen today. I usually keep those on the left side, but today I'm just keeping them on the right side. So I kind of like to switch it up every now and then. I don't really do it that often. It's kind of a rarity for me, but I can still see the chats. I can still see everybody's comments. And yes, it is awesome. And again, I definitely do thank you for all the kind words. This coming Thursday, guys, I'm going to be possibly doing a Q&A. But between here and there are some things in between that I do got to kind of tighten up a little bit. I did, however, get a new game today, guys. And this is my first time actually playing it. And so far, when I first started out, I was no good at it. But going back through it and kind of doing a recap of what some other YouTubers have been saying about that game, this is the best way to do this. You got to do this. You got to do that. This. You can upgrade from point A to point B. I took that into consideration, and I'm actually second time around playing it. I've actually gotten pretty much the gist of it. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to be starting my live streams with gaming. I'm going to have to look into this a little bit closer. I might have to open up my OBS studios. So, If that being the case, I'll actually have to upload that to my YouTube channel and post all my live game streams and stuff on there. I do not officially have a date set up for that just yet, guys. So I will make a special announcement when that time does roll around. So if you guys would like to see any type of games being played, let me know what you recommend of what games to play, and I will do my best to get the ball rolling for you guys. So anyway, guys, it is almost getting to be that almost getting to be right there at that time frame. Got about four more. Yeah, got about 4 more minutes left on the stream. I will be ending the stream at 9:30. So again, if I don't do a Q&A on Thursday, chances are I'll be starting a poll on that day. It all just depends on what I'm in the mood for. But I need to change that. I need to change that and get that. I need to change my persona when it comes to that. So therefore, I don't want you guys thinking, "Oh, this guy's selfish. Oh, he's doing polls. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's basically setting it up for himself." I want to try to be as fair as I possibly can, guys. And believe me, it is a working process. So I know I've kind of said some things. Yeah, I was talking about getting a gaming thing set up, but I'm just not exactly sure if I'm going to need two cameras for this or if I'm going to need a better microphone. Probably both. But if you guys can actually hear me really well, let's get a hashtag 2 thumbs up in the chats. And I think I'll just go ahead and keep this microphone for the time being. But eventually, I am going to upgrade my microphone to a shotgun microphone. But then again, I could surprise you guys and probably come back with a boom microphone. For those of you who don't know what a boom microphone is, it's a long rod that's got a microphone slid into one slot and locked in. One person's holding it. One person's holding the rod like this, and the microphone will be sitting like right about here. So they won't be on camera. It'll just be me and you guys. So I think I'll probably just go ahead and see what I can do about getting the shotgun mic, because with those, it actually does give better sound quality and so forth. And it does kind of eliminate some of the background. So if you guys hear some things in the background, it's probably me moving around and trying to get comfortable. So I definitely do. I definitely do want to make this a better live stream for you guys and get better at it over time. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for tonight. I definitely do want to thank you guys for coming to hang out with me here in the chats. You guys have been awesome. I definitely do appreciate this. Um, I will be live streaming again this Thursday, 8 o'clock sharp, as always. So let me know exactly what your thoughts are, guys. If you do have questions about anything, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and get subscribed for more. And if you do have comments, leave them in the comment section. I will definitely check you guys out, and I'll try to answer everyone's questions as quickly as I possibly can. And I'll be very direct about it. So therefore, hopefully that meets the satisfactory of all. So as always, guys, I definitely do want to take the time to thank you guys for coming to hang out with me once again. And as always in my live stream, be safe, stay sharp, stay frosty, and most of all, stay vigilant. Until next time, Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.